Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Showalter, and I am the Learning and Engagement Coordinator with the Gordon Foundation. I'm a citizen of the Métis Nation of Alberta, and it's my privilege to be here today. I'd like to start by acknowledging the territory that I'm coming from. And so today I'm joining all of you from Okotoks in southern Alberta, and I humbly acknowledge the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprising of the Siksika, Piikani, and Kainai First Nations, as well as the Tsuut'ina First Nation and the Stoney Nakoda, including the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Goodstoney First Nations. This area is also situated on the Métis homeland and historic Northwest and the Battle River territory of the Métis Nation of Alberta, formerly Region 3. On this land and in this place, we strive to learn together, walk together, and grow together in a good way. So wherever you may be joining us from across Turtle Island in Canada, we welcome you for being here with us today. So today, our goal is to talk about treaties and treaty education and introduce the Gordon Foundation's treaty simulation model and our educator toolkits. So if you're a teacher, we hope that today you walk away from this talk with tangible actions and resources that you can use in your classroom. If you're a higher level educator, we hope you walk away with new ideas about implementing treaty education in your programming. So whether you work in education, are a student or a teacher, or are interested in treaties, we hope that you are able to learn something new today. So who's the Gordon Foundation? The Gordon Foundation is a charitable organization dedicated to protecting Canada's water and empowering Canada's North. And in 2017, partners of the Gordon Foundation raised an important issue: the lack of knowledge and interest in treaties across Canada. Partners noted that it was imperative for the next generation of leaders to be engaged and interested in the treaties. Negotiators who worked for years to negotiate their modern treaties shared their concerns that youth may not fully understand their land claims and self-government agreements, and are not getting involved. Yet, they are the future leaders who will carry this work forward. So the foundation began to work with its partners to document existing resources that engage people in treaties, identify any gaps, and propose recommendations. Over 50 resources were identified in the report, Treaty Negotiators of the Future, as well as a series of innovative recommendations to fill the gaps. So since 2019, in collaboration with various partners, the Gordon Foundation has been implementing the report's recommendations of facilitating treaty simulations for emerging leaders. The Foundation has had the honor of partnering with tremendous advisors in the development and execution of our treaty simulations, including negotiators like Dave Joe, who negotiated the Umbrella Final Agreement in the Yukon, John Bizot, who negotiated the Clecho Agreement in the Northwest Territories, and Danny Goudet, who negotiated the Delaunay Agreement in the Northwest Territories, just to name a few among many others. And why should you learn about treaties? Well, whether you are Indigenous or non-Indigenous, it is important to learn about treaties because they impact you. Modern treaties affect nearly half of Canada's land, water, and resources. They are a significant part of our history, present, and future. Historic treaties in Canada are the peace and friendship and numbered treaties, signed from early contact up to 1923. Starting in 1975, modern treaties, or comprehensive land claims, and self-government agreements are used to recognize and protect Indigenous rights and title. Many modern treaties are signed and in the implementation stages, with many more in negotiations now or set to be negotiated in the future. So a treaty simulation is an exciting hands-on learning experience where participants negotiate and/or implement part of a fictional treaty or other type of agreement. This experience was designed to be similar to the Model UN and Model NATO simulations practiced around the world. And I'll tell you a little bit about how it works. So at the start, participants hear from advisors who are experienced in treaty negotiation and implementation. The role of the advisors is a critical part of the simulation, and they are present throughout to offer their advice and wisdom. Participants are then divided into teams and take on the role of negotiators for the different parties represented at a treaty negotiation or implementation table. The teams are often an Indigenous government or organization, a provincial or territorial government, and the Government of Canada. Each team receives a mandate letter from their government or organization. Their mandate letter states the scenario for the simulation, information about their team's party, and guidance from the party's leadership. The mandate letters help each team create a proposal for the negotiations. Then, at the meeting table, teams introduce themselves and present their proposals. So whether the teams are negotiating a chapter of an agreement or in an implementation plan, they negotiate with the goal of reaching a consensus. So participants are learning from both expert advisors and the hands-on experience, building skills in teamwork, problem solving, researching, public speaking, and working in teams, cooperation. In 2020, the foundation developed the Understanding Our Treaties website to support the treaty simulation model with additional learning materials and resources. Featured on the site are numerous video series covering topics from the treaty basics to the modern treaty career guide. The site also features a place for teachers and educators to come and learn about classroom treaty simulations and teaching from our educator toolkits. So whether you are a new or returning teacher, know a lot about treaties, or are at the start of your learning journey, our toolkits are designed to provide you with all of the information needed to plan, prepare, and execute a classroom treaty simulation. We currently have 2 educator toolkits for classroom treaty simulations, one for the Northwest Territories and one for the Yukon. These toolkits were developed by working with our partners to make the content more specific and relatable to students in their region. And we look forward to creating more regionally specific toolkits in the future. Each toolkit includes background readings with relevant information about treaties and other agreements, as well as information related to the treaty simulation scenario. In the case of the NWT's toolkit, we are addressing wildlife management and management boards. The first lesson is titled Treaty Timeline. In this lesson, students research key concepts in the creation of modern treaties and articulate important information about significant events in history. Students dive into basic treaty facts and explore significant events from 1763 till 1973. The second lesson is titled Treaty Negotiation and Implementation. This lesson has participants learning more about how modern treaties are negotiated and implemented while creating an art piece. The art activity can be used to showcase significance and perspective competencies and can be shared with the Gordon Foundation and other educators. We invite teachers and educators to contact us about the treaty simulation and educator toolkits with any questions or comments they might have. To help support treaty simulations in the classroom, the toolkits also include tips for working with advisors and knowledge keepers in the community, and how to create the best possible learning experience for all of the students and participants. Within the NWT toolkit, lesson plans and activities relate to their grade 10 Northern Studies course and a number of key themes, including relationships with people and living together, relationships with land, differences in perspectives, and honoring promises. Educators can also determine how to integrate the lesson plans into their teaching, ensuring students meet their curricular outcomes and have gained enough foundational knowledge prior to their treaty simulation. It's our hope and our goal that after students have participated in the toolkit lessons, that they will have new values and attitudes, and that they will appreciate and respect how Indigenous and non-Indigenous perspectives shape Canada's political and cultural realities. To understand and respect different perspectives, values, and worldviews. We want them to increase their knowledge of historical and modern treaties and their negotiation and implementation. We also have many skills that we want students to learn from the toolkit as well. And that includes things like engaging in problem solving and conflict resolution with an awareness of the ethical consequences of decision making. We want students to build skills in leadership, work in teams, work on their public speaking, conduct research, and write proposals. Apply historical and geographical thinking skills to bring meaning to issues and events, and to communicate and present their ideas and information in an informed, organized, and persuasive manner. Develop critical and creative thinking to evaluate ideas, information, and positions from multiple perspectives. So if you are a teacher in the Yukon or Northwest Territories, contact us at the Gordon Foundation to find out how to access your region's toolkit. If you are outside of these regions and are interested in running a treaty simulation in your classroom or community, please reach out to us and we can get the conversation started. We are excited to continue supporting new and existing teachers in preparing and running their own successful classroom treaty simulations. We are also exploring new partnerships and encourage interesting parties to contact us to learn more about our programming and the different supports that we can offer. For our treaty simulation programming, the Gordon Foundation has partnered with various governments and educational institutions, as well as Indigenous nations, organizations, and communities. The model itself can inspire participants to learn more about their local treaties and explore related career paths. We have heard such great success stories from former participants that are now working for their community, organization, or government, or are continuing their education. One former participant had enjoyed the simulation so much and had surprised themselves with their passion and willingness to speak on such important issues to them, but they also realized they could argue from a number of viewpoints and enjoyed the pace and need to think on your feet. This individual is now enrolled in the joint degree program in Canadian Common Law and Indigenous Legal Orders at the University of Victoria. Another individual participated in the Gordon Foundation's National Treaty Simulation for Indigenous Youth in February 2020. They were eager to learn about the modern treaty process, and the experience inspired them. In 2020-2021, this individual was a youth contributor as we developed a website and videos to move our programming online. They continued their journey and also participated in our online 2022 National Treaty Simulation. Because of this individual's leadership qualities and their continued interest in modern treaty negotiations and helping others learn, we invited them to join us at the 2023 National Treaty Simulation as a volunteer facilitator. We are grateful for their commitment and excited to see them grow in this new role. The participants' involvement in our treaty simulation programming has helped guide them towards Indigenous law and their goal to become a treaty negotiator. So, if you want to continue your learning journey on treaties, or if you want an easy-to-use, interactive learning resource to bring to your classroom, we highly recommend you explore our website, understandingtreaties.ca. We are always exploring new partnerships and encourage various parties to contact us to learn more about our programming and the support we can offer. We invite you to follow and connect with us on our social media to keep up to date with upcoming treaty simulations and other exciting initiatives. Thank you for attending our virtual presentation on the Gordon Foundation's treaty simulation. We hope to hear from you soon and about all the great work you're doing in teaching about treaties across Canada. Thank you, everyone.